Hi, Phil Schonberg for Fastpitch Power. Today we're going to talk about something very important. The glove hand. Why is the glove hand so important? Now, I'm not much of a boatsman, but what I do know about boats is they all have rudders. And what is the purpose of the rudder? With all the other components that go into making a boat or a ship, the rudder is certainly one of the, if not the most important component, because the rudder is designed specifically to keep that boat on its intended path. Similarly, if I'm driving in my little Volkswagen on a 3-lane superhighway in the middle lane, and there are gigantic tractor trailers passing me at 75, 80 miles an hour on either side, I'm going to want to make sure that I'm holding on to that steering wheel pretty tightly and keeping that little Volkswagen on its intended path and not allowing it to drift from one side to the other. So how does that relate to our glove hand? We've discussed this many times in many posts, and in fact, we refer to the glove hand as the rudder that steers your ship. So let me explain how we determine exactly what we want that glove hand to be doing, and when we do exactly what we want that glove hand to do, what the result is and what that enables us to do as well. So when I come off the pitching rubber, my job, and we've talked about this many times, is to establish, let's just talk about a fastball at some point in the strike zone. Wherever the catcher has placed her glove, that is where I want the ball to go in order to be able to command my pitches with maximum speed. So how do I do that? As I come off the pitching rubber and I reach with both hands, this is my glove hand because I'm a right-hand pitcher, as I reach with both hands and I track and I get myself into what we call power K position, this is where our pitch begins, I am establishing a throw zone that is pointing directly at where my catcher has placed her glove. Now, how do I know that? Because when I'm pitching, I'm not looking down here, and I'm not looking at the power line, and I'm not looking at my feet. How do I know that I have established a path to my intended target? This is how I know. My glove hand. Wherever my glove hand goes, that's where, when I track, that's where my throw zone is going to be pointing. Inside, outside, up, down, wherever it is that I point my glove, that is going to create a path to my intended target. And I can see my glove. It's coming right out in front of my body as I reach and I track and I come off the pitching rubber. I'm now pointing at exactly where I want that ball to go. And my glove hand, I can see it. My glove hand's over here. I'm not pointing at exactly where I want my ball to go, where its intended target is. The reason for that is everything's attached. So when this moves, these move, my shoulders. When these move, my hips. So when my glove hand drifts from where my intended target is, and that is throughout the entire performance of the delivery of your pitch, the reach phase, the track phase, the fire and drive phase. As soon as my glove hand leaves, the rudder that steers my ship, leaves the path of my intended target, everything breaks down. Because as I said, here I've landed in power K, I have established a throw zone pointing at exactly where I want that ball to go. Soon as this happens, soon as this happens, soon as this happens, the rudder that steers my ship is distorting my throw zone, is breaking my throw zone down. I move here, shoulders and hips move, throw zone moves with it. Just as a reminder, our throw zone is a smaller version of the power line. Picked up off the ground and attached to my hips. Obviously, it's imaginary. But as these move, as this moves, as this moves, everything is going with it. And it's going to diminish significantly my ability to command that strike zone with maximum speed. Because as my throw zone is moving, now I have to make an adjustment. Because my pitching hand's moving as well. Again, attached. So if I'm moving this here, this is moving too. Here's my intended path. If I'm starting down it and my glove hand is moving, look what happens to my pitching hand. Here's my intended path. I've now taken my little Volkswagen and put it right into the lane where those tractor trailers are zooming by at 75 miles an hour. Now, the only way I'm going to be able to command that 17-inch square, 35, 40, 43 feet away, depending upon how old you are, is by slowing down and guiding the ball. That's the last thing you want to do as a windmill pitcher. So when we think about the glove hand, let's think about it in terms of what its real purpose is, its intended purpose. Create a path to my target that remains stable and immovable throughout the delivery of my pitch. The reach phase, the track phase, and now when I fire and drive, my glove hand comes down on the same line that it came up on, my fire and drive phase. If I do that, now my glove hand serves another purpose. Once I have completed my pitch, my glove hand serves another purpose. I become one of the 9 fielders. But as far as the delivery of my pitch is concerned, this is the rudder that steers my ship. And that is why it's so important. For much more information on the glove hand and how the glove hand can break down, and a lot of troubleshooting drills to make sure that your glove hand is the stable rudder that steers your ship, go to Fastpitch Power Plus. I hope that this has been useful to you. We'd love to hear your comments. Please keep them coming. Talk to you next time.